This is a model of how many Earths can fit inside the sun. Damn, it's gotta be at least 12. New research finds Jupiter is flinging asteroids at Earth. Honestly, do you blame it? The Earth is actually a donut, and the reason the sky is blue is because you see the ocean above you. Zoom, enhance. 4.6 billion light years away versus 10 feet away security camera. Why is this fresh tomato orbiting in space at 4.8 miles per hour? The ultimate clickbait. Why is it so hard to go to the moon or different planets? Like, just build a staircase that goes into the sky. You're hired. Real satellite imagery from NASA. We are killing our planet. No, that's just the United States photoshopped on the moon. No, that's a dying planet. Have some respect. Moons can have moons, and they are called moons. This just cured my depression. Breaking. A black hole 33 billion times bigger than the sun has been discovered. And Carl said, I'll handle this. A hypothetical Mars, if it still had water. Firefox, hey look, it's you. Hey look, it's me. Nice try, NASA. Yeah, that's the universe, alright. Do you ever think, perhaps, that the universe we could be living in is simply a brain cell to another living creature? I have been mind screwed. So a brain cell versus the look of the universe. That said, do you ever think, perhaps, that in our brain cells, there are people living like us? The sun, Mercury, my finger, close add button. I don't know what's so sad about the Mars rover dying. I'm gonna die cold and alone too. Difference is, the Mars rover contributed to society. I had to grind for this view. We live on a floating rock in a giant space that has no real end. And you want me to memorize vocabulary words? It's posts like these that make me want to go outside and freak out sometimes. Turkish scientists announce failure of attempt to launch a kebab into space. It fell into the ocean at 35 kilometers. Me, opening the windows to let fresh air in. Everybody else at the International Space Station. You are here. This is a picture from the Curiosity rover on Mars, showing Earth from the perspective of Mars. You are literally looking at your home from the perspective of another planet. Epic times indeed. Group photo, everyone. Everyone. Hey, I look really good in this one. Nice try, alien. There is no secret underground base on Mars. Yeah, right. How most people think the night sky looks like versus how it actually is. It looks like a static TV, you know. I propose polyhedron Earth. Sort of round, sort of flat. Truly the answer for everyone. A 4.1 kilometer asteroid will close in on Earth in April. We're not that lucky. I feel like scientists should just sometimes keep things to themselves. Astronomers find giant black hole as big as 12 billion suns. Free event, solar eclipse party. Most kids go back to school that day. Can it be done on the weekend? Did this lady just ask to reschedule the sun? The clearest picture of the sun from NASA. Want to touch the forbidden carpet? If you could place any object on the surface of Mars, purely to confuse NASA scientists, what would it be? I would place the 4 airplanes that went missing in the Bermuda Triangle. Let's go on a date. Where is this at? Forget a date, I'll go alone. I rolled down a hill while taking a panorama for this one. It looks like a puddle that leads into an alternate world. A robot on Mars versus CCTV on Earth. Scientists have discovered a planet that possibly inhabits alien life form. Tell them to bring their best women, and we'll bring our best women. Let's see who's got the best women. There is a lizard satellite floating in space, and Russia no longer has it under control. In a million years, when we get invaded by lizardmen, you can blame it on Russia. On a drive in downtown Alaska, this strange light appeared in the sky. It lasted a couple of minutes, then disappeared. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. This carrot wants to be an astronaut so badly. Milky Way galaxy has 4 malicious alien civilizations that could attack Earth. What? NASA fixes Mars lander by telling it to hit itself with a shovel. You know what? Screw gender norms. I'm going to Jupiter to get more stupider. Grabs hand. No, we are going to Jupiter to get more stupider. We have just discovered a new world, not too far from our own, which we could possibly migrate over in the near future. Space salami. The first ever salami launched to space. History has been made, boys. China has just sprouted a plant on the far side of the moon. China moon plants have died. Hope this pandemic gets over soon. Meanwhile on Mars, Neptune taken by NASA. Who the hell let NASA take Neptune? Release Neptune. Free Neptune. That moment when you can't make your mind up on what to wear, so you put on a spacesuit. What if humans could actually breathe in space, and the government says we can't, so we don't try to escape? Air and Space Museum. Yeah, they're right. Technically. Spaceships and movie. Hi, sub. spaceships in real life. Dude, are you upside down? No, you. Now that I'm in the space mood, I would like to remind each and every one of you that NASA drew a PP on Mars. We drew a PP on another planet. That is mankind's legacy. When you visit space versus when space visits you, I know which one I'll prefer. NASA is planning mission to giant asteroid valued at... Whoa, what is that number? In 20... Well, this was a lie. True space fact. If you look up, there it is. Or is it? You've gone too far. That's the last question I'll let you ask. Help, I'm being silent. NASA had to relabel the PP sleeve for urinating in spacesuits from small, medium, and large to large, gigantic, and humongous. Because astronauts would only choose the large, and it kept slipping off. God, I hope this is true. Oh my god, it is. I am going for humongous. Space horror is the best horror. What's out there? No one knows. Big rocks, creepy stuff, sticky things, meth. Stuff on fire, big holes with meth in them. Need men. For what? I say we launch them into space with the rest of our garbage. Okay then, when would you like to be sent into space? Ha, I'm not a man. Yeah, but you said garbage too. The pilot done messed up. People, blaming NASA for wasting money on a spaceship just to destroy it. The US military spending more in a day. NASA successfully hurled an object into an asteroid at 14,000 miles per hour to see if it could be knocked off course. The James Webb Telescope took a detailed image of the impact. I wish for 1,000 more wishes. How do you organize a space party? You plan it. Look at Pluto. Pluto, you will always be invited to my parties, okay? Reblogging for Pluto. Pluto is still a planet to me. I love you, little planet. I hope you understand how much this made me laugh. I would tell you how big the universe is, but by the time I even finished the sentence, it would have already quadrupled in size. Fact, outer space is likely really, really big. Hey look, an alien. This is my planet, so you're the alien here. In space, no one can hear you violate workplace safety regulations. The Romans naming planets. This looks huge. Let's name it King of the Gods, Jupiter. Modern astronomers naming exoplanet. Me, opens a not safe for work site. At the International Space Station. Hot women in my area. Bonjour. NASA, after inventing space. Where is my Uber? I'll be there in a minute. Mankind's rekindled interest. In space, exploration and travel. Space, with about 1 million ways to wipe mankind out in an instant. Quick animal facts. If you stacked every elephant in the whole world on top of each other, they wouldn't like it. I'd like to apologize to the lady I just called by mistake saying, "Hello, is this planet Earth?" Not a prank call, just a wrong number. 1970. I bet there will be flying cars in the future. 2018. Apparently, this is the clearest photo of Mercury ever taken. Why isn't everyone getting so excited about this? It is literally another planet. Look at how beautiful it is. Stop what you're doing and look at how alien-like this planet is. What is living there? Can you attempt to give me anxiety about space? Drink the raspberry space vodka. The what? There are giant clouds of alcohol floating in space. It's called Sagittarius B2 and it's raspberry flavored. Humans. Look at those fireworks. Mother Nature. Hold my beer. Africa to the left, Europe to the right. I love this job. Around 1,000 Jupiters could fit inside the sun. Around 1,300 Earths could fit inside Jupiter. If sun is that big, why is there dark in the space? Why it only illuminate Earth? NASA scientists, when an asteroid passes 300 bajillion miles away from us. NASA panics after asteroid fires back. 63 Earths can fit inside Uranus. One day, I'll be mature enough to read this without laughing. Desktop goals. Useless. How can I access the invisible programs behind Earth? Wait 12 hours and they'll be at the front. Oh wait, why is the camera still alive? Space has been around for hundreds of years, but scientists still don't know much about it. Pretty sure space has been around since the beginning of time. Only hundreds of years? Meant to say hundreds of space years. What is a space year? 365 days. Rocket in 1969. We go to the moon. Rocket in 2020. With a bad rocket week. Look at the solar system. Every single other planet has been proven round. So what cluster hell of events led to Earth being flat? Riddle me that. The Earth is not a planet. NASA scientists. This is the first ever photo of a black hole, unveiled today after a decade of work by scientists. This is a peach ring. NASA spots giant pumpkin in space. Shares pictures on Halloween. Alien planet. What actually means versus what people think. There's no girl on planet Earth I love more than you. What about other planets? Okay, but consider this. Mermaids in space. Space mermaids. As in alien mermaids that live in the vacuum of space and swim between the stars, a setting that uses the analogy of deep space as the open ocean but keeps all the sea monsters do what? Luring astronauts into black holes with a song that carries across the void where no one can hear you scream. This post turned real fast. Here's a picture of the supermoon, in case you missed it. Being buried on the moon now costs about the same as an average funeral. I am ready to die. What I really want to know is, does the body decompose? Does it just stay there forever? I'm not an expert on moon science, but I want answers. Moon science fact: since there is little to no atmosphere on the moon, your body would probably not decompose, but it would get hit with like hella amounts of radiation from the sun and be kind of radioactive. I've always wanted my corpse to be eternal and radioactive. Me in history class. Wow, humanity has been through some fascinating times. I wonder if I'll ever live through major historical events. Me now? No, I want to get off the ride. It was supposed to be space travel. It was supposed to be space travel. Some people don't understand how huge the sun actually is, so I added a banana for scale. You're living, you occupy space, and you have mass. You know what that means? You matter. This is the most inspirational pun I have ever seen. 17-year-old discovers planet 6.9 times larger than Earth on third day of internship with NASA. The 17-year-old, every scientist at NASA. Boeing CEO, we're going to beat Elon Musk to Mars. Do it. Game on. SpaceX lands a rocket on a drone ship in the middle of an ocean. And you can't even park a car straight. Biology tells you that you are 7% blood. Chemistry tells you that you are 65% water. Physics tells you that you are 99.9999999 empty space. You got me there. According to astronauts, space smells like seared steak, hot metals, and wielding fumes. Space is big. Like, you could probably fit in like 3 houses and 20 cars, man. That's space. Space is infinite. Oh, okay. So like 310 houses then, and maybe 22 cars. That is literally the biggest understatement. Wow, whatever, 400 houses. Space treks. These are the voyages of the Star Prize Entership. Long live and prosperous. You versus the guy she told you not to worry about. For some reason, we're scared of looking into the abyss of the ocean when it's only a few miles deep, but we're completely fine looking into the nearly infinite abyss of space. In fact, most of us find it calming. Gravity doesn't drag me upwards into the unforgiving maw of the cosmos. Not yet. What do you mean not yet? First flight on Earth, 1903, versus first flight on Mars, 2022. Space in metric system versus space in imperial system. You ever go to take a piss at a party, and as soon as you close the door you feel like you're in a different dimension? Save point. Do you want a quick save? Yes? No? Why do characters in movies have such a hard time keeping AIs from turning evil? If going to turn evil, don't. It's just as easy as that. The guy who bought a SpaceX ticket to the moon is broke, a soul for a soul. NASA, if it had the same budget as the US military. Pluto. No one loves me anymore. I'm a useless dwarf planet. Google. Our favorite dwarf planet since 2006. Students. School doesn't let us sleep. Also students at 3 AM. We sent garlic bread to the edge of space, then ate it. China is planning to launch its own artificial moon by 2020. The US Space Force. What do you think we're putting a car in space for? Elon wants to create Rainbow Road? Okay, that's cool. When we make first contact with aliens. Y'all got any space memes? No one. My eraser traveling through space and time after falling off the desk. Why are you crying so damn loud? NASA's Perseverance rover loses its hitchhiking pet rock after more than a year together on Mars. NASA. We used to have 9 planets, but now we only have 8. Pluto. Stop telling everyone I'm not a planet. Sometimes we still hear its voice. Look, I'm not saying that demoting a planet named after the Roman god of death stoked his rage and brought down on us his vengeful fury and retribution, but gestures at everything. Finally, an explanation. I miss Italian Elon Musk. I send the calzone into space. I don't pay as a taxes. Oh, they're sending me to space just for fun. Mission perimeters. Have fun out there. Houston, we're having a blast. Astronaut. Moon's fun. What? Putting on a party hat and getting back on the rocket ship. Moon's fun. Do you want to go into deep sea or space? Neither. The Lord made me of and for the dirt. To the tunnels it is, then. We've seen eclipses on Earth, so here's an eclipse from Mars. This is Mars's moon Phobos, eclipsing the sun. Humiliating. Looks awful. Yet another massive W for Earth. The best planet in the universe. Can't lie, I couldn't decipher it myself. Humans sending this out versus aliens' response. So this is the crew in every space movie. 3 times, 1 times, 1 times, 1 times, and an optional 1 times. Space X, space Y, space X squared equals Y. Do you ever think about how supermarkets have no clear indicator of time passing visually? Like, if you go into a supermarket in the morning or midnight, it would look the same. Same harsh white lighting. Time isn't real. Nothing is real. Avocados are half off. Domesticated casinos. If it was guaranteed that you would survive, would you rather A. explore a black hole, B. explore the entire ocean? Personally, the ocean. Me in a black hole without being able to see anything because there's no light. Wow, this sucks. Me at the bottom of the ocean without being able to see anything because there's no light. Wow, this sucks. People who are not excited about space baffle me. Like, they just found a planet where it rains glass and it rains sideways. It's like, yo, how can you not care? If you can't be excited about space, get out of my face. There is a super massive cloud of drinkable alcohol floating around in space, and from what we can tell so far, it's raspberry flavored, okay? As you guys know, raspberry is my favorite. God, if I'm going to die soon, just take me to the raspberry flavored cloud planet. My 3-year-old said she wanted to be an astronaut, and I said she had to study hard, go to college, learn a lot of science, and take physical fitness tests, and she shrugged and said, that's just 4 things. So she's basically a nonchalant motivational speaker. A child's mind is always so positive. Today I learned that until 2006, Russian cosmonauts carried weapons into space. This included a pistol, shotgun, and machete. The purpose of these weapons was to defend cosmonauts from wolves, bears, and other wildlife after their return trip to the Siberian wilderness. There's something poetic about the idea of surviving the most inhospitable environment in the universe, and there's several mile fall from it through the power of technology and then being lain low by a bear, and the idea that Russians are always, even in cis-lunar space, ready to fight bears. First drawings of the moon made by Galileo Galilei, after observing it through his telescope in 1609. Surely back then though, talking about this image, there would be no light pollution, or at least hardly any, so they wouldn't even need a telescope. Why vacuum cleaners are so loud. Vacuums kill sound, which is why there is no sound in space. The sounds are afraid of being killed by the vacuum, so they run away. The scared sounds find your ears to live in. Science is so cool. Space is a lesbian. That's why it's a galaxy. Just galaxies being palaxies. I recognize it's problematic and maybe really destructive and a bad representation, but I ship Milky and Andy pretty hard. The Milky and Andromeda galaxies are literally going to merge in 100 billion years. Oh, I didn't.
We have McDonald's at home. I
learned that astronauts Mark Lee and Jan Davis married in secret 9 months before their joint flight to the ISS, and didn't tell NASA until it was too late to train replacements. They are the only married couple to have ever flown in space together. Compared to the rest of the galaxy, humans are small, adorable hunters who enjoy breaking things to see what happens, but are still well liked because they take care of minor problems. It turns out humans are not space elves or orcs, but intelligent space cats. This one time I went to an address by the American ambassador to the UK, and he said he does this exercise with British students, where he gives them index cards and asks them to write things on one side that frustrate/scare them about America, and on the other side, things that inspire them about America. And he said when his office collected them, the most written concepts of the frustration side were like guns, violence, racism, and the inspiration side was overwhelmingly NASA. Less guns, more NASA.